You are not going with the flow. You are slowly drowning in confusion you chose to tolerate. Every unread message, every delayed reply, every moment you question your worth, it isn't random. It is the cost of staying in something that was never clearly defined. You are not in control anymore. You are reacting, and the more you tolerate this, the more your mind starts adapting to instability as if it is normal. That is the real danger. Ask yourself something honestly. If something is truly good for your life, why does it make you anxious? Why does it drain your focus, interrupt your work, and live rent-free in your head? Because what you're calling casual is actually a system of emotional dependency, and dependency without clarity always turns into psychological chaos. Situationships are not relationships. They are intermittent reward systems, the most addictive pattern known in psychology. You don't receive consistent love. You receive unpredictable validation, and that unpredictability is exactly what hooks you. It is the same mechanism used in gambling, social media, and notifications. You are not addicted to the person, you are addicted to the possibility of being chosen. That is why you stay longer than you should. Think about it. One day they reply instantly and you feel incredible. The next they disappear. Hours pass, maybe days, and suddenly your mind starts negotiating. Maybe they are busy, maybe you said something wrong, maybe you should text first. Look at what just happened. Your emotional state is now controlled by someone who hasn't even committed to you. That is not connection, that is a loss of sovereignty. When you exist in constant uncertainty, your brain activates stress response loops. Your cortisol rises, your focus drops, and your decision making weakens. You enter a state of cognitive fragmentation, where part of your mind is always waiting, interpreting, and anticipating. You are emotionally multitasking all the time, and the truth is, you cannot build a powerful life with divided attention. Growth demands clarity. Situationships create chaos. But the deeper damage is to your identity. Every time you accept less than clarity, you send a message to yourself that this is what you deserve. Standards don't collapse overnight. They erode slowly, silently, until one day you are tolerating things you once said you would never accept. That is how self-respect fades, not in one dramatic moment, but through repeated compromise. You tell yourself you don't want to ruin it by asking for clarity. But if asking for clarity ruins it, there was nothing real there to begin with. Strong connections don't collapse under honesty. Only weak ones do. Yet you stay silent, afraid of losing access, not realizing you are already losing yourself in the process. Everything changes the moment you stop asking, do they like me? And start asking, does this situation meet my standards? That shift moves you from being a validation seeker to a value evaluator. You stop chasing attention and start demanding alignment. That is where real power begins. First, you must define your standards internally. Decide what you actually want. Commitment, exclusivity, emotional clarity. If you don't define it, you will accept anything. Then communicate with precision, not emotion. You don't need to beg or argue. You simply state, I value clarity and intentional connection. If that is not where this is going, I would rather step away. That is strength, not aggression, not desperation, just clarity. You must also set a time boundary. You cannot stay in ambiguity indefinitely. Give the situation a window, and if behavior doesn't align, you walk away. No repeated negotiations, because every time you tolerate misalignment, you betray yourself. And always remember, observe actions, not words. Anyone can say they like you, but very few will show consistency, effort, and direction. Believe patterns, not promises. The hardest truth is this: you are not stuck, you are choosing not to leave, because leaving requires strength, while staying feels comfortable. But comfort comes at a cost. It drains your time, your energy, your focus, and your self-worth. And worst of all, it delays the life you are meant to build. When you finally walk away, yes, it hurts, but that pain is clean. It ends. What you are experiencing right now, the confusion, the anxiety, the endless overthinking, that is dirty pain. It lingers, it drains you slowly. You must choose your pain wisely, because one builds you and the other destroys you over time. When you start living with boundaries, something powerful happens. You stop attracting confusion, because confused people cannot survive in your environment anymore. You become selective, you become focused, you become disciplined, and suddenly your life starts moving forward again. You don't need more love, you need better standards. You don't need more attention, you need more discipline. And you don't need to hold on to something that never chose you. If this shifted your perspective, then don't just listen and move on. Apply it. Subscribe to EvoLeveX for deeper insights on psychology, discipline, and transformation. Register now at EvoLeveX.com to build your system for becoming your best self. For career clarity and education guidance, connect with vidyainfinity.com. And for business and tech growth, explore infinitygrowthtech.com. Clarity is not harsh, it is powerful. And the moment you demand it, your life changes.